Hello again and welcome back to Illegally Cited. This is BGFH once again, back for one more The Stanley Parable video here. And I think this is really all I'm going to be covering because we've gotten to the point where between Jawbreaker and I, we've kind of exhausted what we can think of or what we could find as far as possible paths, and we've actually gone online and looked up kind of like little walkthroughs or something just to kind of see if there's any just really obscure things that I would say the vast majority of people would not be able to find. And we did find a few of those. So that's kind of what I'm going to show you a little bit of today. I will say that there are still even more that either take a ridiculous amount of effort or that I'm just not really going to be able to cover on the channel because they're really just obscure in the way you have to do them. And I can talk about that as we go, but let's pop right back in. And you notice I didn't start at the main menu. I actually am in the game this time, and that is because for one of the endings, you have to go through a few different playthroughs, or at least look for computers in the world that have, remember this kind of status screen that would be, you know, partly filled in. You'd find them in certain computers out here in the main cubicles in the first room or two. And it turns out, I guess, if you find 4 of them, there are 3 not in this office here, but when you turn the corner and you go into the next cube farm, randomly there'll be a few in there, and then the secretary's computer right outside your boss's office actually has the 4th. Now, when all of those are done, your computer here in your office lights up in Stanley's office. And I honestly have never seen this. I've just kind of heard how to unlock it. So I figured rather than going through kind of the tedium of trying to find and activating the computers online, I figured I'd do that off camera. And we got the final computer set up. So let's click it and see what kind of crazy ending we get here. Okay, loading. What? I think this is called the heaven ending. Buttons. So if I can click. So in heaven, I have all the buttons I could possibly want to press. I wonder if there's just so many, and then it gives me some commentary or some narration. Or I have no idea. This is kind of dumb, but kind of funny at the same time. More buttons. Must continue being a mindless drone in heaven. One thing I didn't ask when Jawbreaker told me at least how to unlock this ending is I don't know if there's an ending or if it just sits there until you reset. I'm just trying to press as many buttons as I can. I'll give it a little while longer before moving on to the next ending. But I think this is just supposed to represent, you know, it's like, hey, you're here for all of eternity and you're used to all this blissful, mindless button pushing, and you're going to do that for all eternity. At least that's what I'm getting out of this. Okay. I knew somebody had called it, he called it the heaven ending when he looked it up, but, yeah, I wasn't really sure what I was going to expect here. So, little chanting and everything. Alrighty. No escape, just constant button pushing. Well, I've given it a while. Let me stand right in the middle here for a minute and just see if anything else happens. But I have a feeling that that's the way this ending is supposed to be. So, that's kind of funny. Anywho, let's restart the game. And I'll show you two other weird, obscure ones that I wouldn't have thought of at all without looking it up or having somebody tell me. And when I show you, you'll know exactly what I mean. So, I showed you that we can lock ourselves in the office.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Now, would you have ever guessed this?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
This seemingly little innocent window here, apparently, if I, let's see, how does this work? I think if I back up and I run up here, no, let's see. I did it once. Oh, see, I got on that cube somehow. Okay, let me try this again. No. I'm trying to remember. I think you gotta walk up on this one. Damn it. Come on. Run, Stanley. There we go. Okay. Get on the desk. Get on the cube. Go over the cube. Crouch. And whee! Out the window. And jump.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Oh, boy. Let's say no.
Then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different?
I don't know, but we're going to find out.
I've taken the same idea, but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer. Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option?
Yes.
Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration?
As long as it takes.
Rich, perhaps you just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Okay, so I think I'm just in this white void, and that's pretty, like I said, the self-awareness of this game is just great. you know, normally you'd be like, oh crap, I found a way to get outside of the build, you know, the built map. And so we're out here. I mean, the outside of the building isn't even textured. All you see is the window up there and the little question floating in midair. And I can't click the other option because he said in order to do that, I have to restart. Well, you've got my curiosity piqued because I don't think there's any way to get back up. All I see is white. To me, there's nothing that I am seemingly able to do. Therefore, let's restart again and see if I can get out the window a little bit quicker this time.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
There
Stanley
we go.
decided to go to the meeting room.
Come on.
Perhaps he had
Oh,
simply missed
I was
a
up
memo.
there. What?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay. Get up there. There you go. Just that first little part. And whee!
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we are this
Well, I
time.
don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want. Like, right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
Nice.
There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must
Oh,
be
dear
told,
God.
he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. You too will become quite unbearable.
Oh man, there's going to be another verse. This is pretty bad. Intentionally so, but... I have a feeling that now that the lyrics are done, theoretically, that we'll just get this looping over and over again until we do hit escape and restart. But I'm going to give it a little while longer because, like I said, knowing this game, you never know what to expect. He might just chip in with something remarking on your ability to just sit here and do nothing and listen to this guitar. I'll wait till this little phrase is done and then I think I will reset. So I think we did get both endings now. Okay. And we're going to call it there. So we're going to hit restart yet again. So we've got 3 more endings under our belt. Now I'm going to show you 2 endings, or, well...
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Actually, I'm going to show you, I'm going to try one achievement I heard about, maybe 2 achievements to wrap things up, and then one actual other ending. So, when we first started this video and I clicked on that computer in Stanley's office, this is the office where you're going to find these cubicles here. All of these computers randomly will have a, you know, one of the status bars lit up, and, you know, the first one, the bar will only be like a, you know, a little bit filled up, and the more you come back and reset the game, you know, you just go to, you know, restart game from the main menu, or from the pause menu here, and seemingly all it really takes is you just click one of them to activate it. You'll hear a beep, and then you can restart it and then look for a new computer. There's 3 of them in there. One will only be active at a time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
And then we head through our meeting room here.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
And of course, even though I've heard it before, I had to make the narrator mad by having him board up ye old broom closet. So let's go up to the office.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked
and
upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm going to do try for the achievement first. And this won't maybe make sense to you. I don't know what he's going to say. But after all of the full game videos, make sure to come back, and I will be playing through the Stanley Parable demo, because it is totally different. There's no content that's in this full game. Everything in the demo is different, and it's still pretty hilarious. So definitely come back, because I already have that recorded, and I will be uploading it after the series. And here is the 4th computer. So you get the 3 downstairs. Then when you've clicked all those, you find this one, you reset the game again, and then you're back in Stanley's office with that computer workstation lit up as it was when I started this video. So that's how you can actually get that weird little heaven ending. Okay, so we're going to go into the office.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Surprise.
Nice. Okay. Okay. There's not really a crosshair here. I don't know why it's not showing up, or at least I don't see it. So it's a little bit hard to hit the button I want to hit. Probably because damn. Okay.
8.
Nice. Okay, so the narrator doesn't say anything, but you just heard it say 8. And that is actually pretty funny if you did play the demo before this. And again, I'm not even going to say anything. I'm not even going to explain why that reference is there. But like I said, just go back and watch the demo video once that gets uploaded after I finish the full Stanley Parable series, because that's a pretty funny bit in the demo. So we're going to reset one more time, and I have one more ending, or pretty much an ending to show you. And then I may try my hand, I'm not sure, I haven't decided. I may start showing you how to do it, but there's one more achievement that I'm sort of curious to get, although it's kind of tedious, so we'll see. I'll make up my mind after we do this.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So while we're on the way to the office again, which is where I need to
When
be,
Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
well, actually, you know what? I'll talk about the demo after I do the office bit here. But the reason we're going up to the office again, and the reason I didn't just
Yet
do
there was
something
not
in
a
the
single
office
person here either.
is because there's a weird, crazy, like,
Stanley
escape
decided to
pod.
go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Escape pod ending, and I'll show you how you can do it. Hopefully I can do it the first time.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
And again, I never would have thought to do this. I really never would have thought to do this without having been told or without looking it up. So these are just some things that, you know, like I said, it was pretty much really wouldn't have thought to do it. So the easiest way that I find to do this is what we're going to do is we're going to go into the office and come right back out again, and hopefully we'll trigger the door shutting so it'll actually lock us out of the boss's office. So what I find helpful to do, the way I've made it work and the way I've gotten it to work pretty easily, I'm going to back up and I'm going to back in and then run forward. Nope, not far enough.
Here's the door.
There we go. Yep, did it first time. That seems to be the easy way for me to get it to work. I tried it the other way and didn't have as much success, but that seems to work pretty well. So, now we can go downstairs, back all the way down to Stanley's office again. But while we're doing that, and while we're finishing up this ending, the narrator is going to be pretty quiet from now on. The reason that I'm only going to be doing the demo after the Stanley Parable full Let's Play series here is because this is the way that I experienced the game and the demo. I mean, honestly, I just, on a whim, it was on sale. I decided that the Stanley Parable looked really interesting. I highly recommend going to check out the trailers on Steam. There's like 3 of them, and they're all equally different and hilarious. So, you know, check those out. But I just decided to buy the game. I played the full thing. And then after that, I learned that the demo was, I didn't know it was completely different, but I had heard that there was a lot of different content in the demo that wasn't actually in the full game. And it kind of poked fun at, or kind of, you know, talked about how it was difficult or different trying to make a demo that represented a game like this, which understandably would be a pretty tricky thing to do. And I think they nailed it admirably as far as the demo goes. So I will definitely be showing you that after this video goes up. So Stanley's office is closed, but now we got this crazy weird looking dark void black door over here just next to Stanley's office. Now I don't remember, was this door here before? I'd have to look when I restart again. But we go in this door. Oh, okay. I was waiting for the loading zone to trigger. So this is just called the escape pod ending. You are now leaving. And this part is a little bit tedious because you basically have to just walk up, I think it's like 6 flights of stairs or something like that. But we can take a peek in the offices and see if there's any interesting goodies along the way. Let's see, what do we got here? Okay, Escape Bay, floor 760. 754, okay. And we just keep going up. 755. Take a peek in here just to see if there's anything, any little Easter eggs or something that I see. Okay, and I already tried clicking on all these doors. I did try this ending once before, so I kind of know what to expect. So we'll go up again. Alright, 756. And again, like I said, I would say, you know, I apologize for kind of making that ending to the Stanley Parable, you know, kind of the wrap-up review sort of thing. But in a way, I'm sort of glad it turned out that way, just because you get to see what I originally played, and then all this extra weird craziness, hidden depth that is actually in the game that I didn't even know about or realize. So, you know, I played it all in one sitting that first day, those first probably 6, 7, maybe 8 videos, until I did my little wrap up. And then the next day, Jawbreaker and I just started talking about it. He's like, did you do this and this? I'm like, oh crap, no. And then I gave him a couple of tips, and he tried them out and learned a lot of different interesting things with some pretty funny narrator dialogue. So I figured I had to put that on the channel too, because definitely worth putting up there. Okay, not too much going on here that I can tell. And one other bit that I'm not going to cover on the channel, and you can just go look it up on YouTube somewhere, because I am so not going to sit there and do that for forever. You remember the weird game ending where you jump off the elevator in that big room where you don't follow the directions, and you go through all these games where you have like the baby game, the achievement thing, and then it goes into Minecraft and Portal? Well, turns out, remember when the narrator says, well, for this game where you try to keep the baby out of the fire, you have to play this for 4 hours to really get the experience. Yes, apparently there is an ending where you do literally have to play that stupid game for 4 hours straight. So, needless to say, thanks to the glory of YouTube and people who have way more time on their hands than I do, I can just look up that ending, and so can you. But I am not going to actually play through that. But it is pretty funny to see. I did look at it. And interestingly, they also add 5, I think it's like halfway through, or they actually add another button where you have to also do another task, so you're going back and forth between buttons. Escape pod. Launch bay. Alright. So we have our escape pod launch bay coming up here. Escape. Alright. Down this really dark hallway. I can't see a thing. Walking, walking, walking. I'm going to stand right before it here, because if I go into the light, it just resets you back to the office with no narration. So I'm curious if I just stand right before it, if he'll say anything. Nope, seemingly not. There's my doorway back there. To the escape pod. And boom. Loading. And we are back in Stanley's office again. So, those are the 3 endings that I did not know about before and really would not have known about on my own to demonstrate for you guys. So, hope you guys enjoyed that. Okay, so there is a... Oh yeah, there was... Okay, yeah, of course there's a door right there. So, there's where your escape pod exit apparently is. Now, there is one... kind of funny achievement. Like, if you look at some of the Steam achievements, some of them are really ridiculous. Like, you know, that 4-hour one. There's one apparently where you have to set it to like a certain date and time, or not play it for, what is it, 5 years?
Stanley wondered to himself.
Or something.
Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
And some of the achievements actually have weird dialogue, and like I said, the game is really self-aware, so the narrator will actually chime in on them. So, for instance, there's one where apparently you have to try to open this 430 door, this door number 430, 5 times. So let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh, please.
5.
Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Okay. Alright. I'm not going to count. I'm just going to keep going until he says something else. I haven't decided if... Because basically, from what Jawbreaker told me, you have to click this door a whole bunch of times, and then he kind of runs you around all the office to click on different things, like the photocopier.
I
And
have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes,
Oh, dear
almost
Lord.
Certainly 50 clicks.
What the heck? We'll end on a really dumb note. I'll try to see if I can get this achievement here. So, not sure really what else to say or to talk about for this game, the Stanley Parable, other than it's been a pretty funny, pretty enjoyable, far more clever and engrossing game than I thought it would be. I thought it was just going to be kind of a, you know, a little comedic indie game with a few different endings, and you go down the rabbit hole.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Oh, really? Alright, where's 417? My guess would be in the next office, perhaps? Let's take a look. Okay. But yeah, I mean, the more you go down the rabbit hole, I mean, there's just so many little crazy things to discover. 425, 426, so that was 420, right? Yeah, so where is 417? Is that up here further? Ah, here we go. 20 shouldn't be too bad to do. This is so stupid. But I'm really just curious to see what kind of weird, insulting dialogue he gives you for, like, really? You're just going to click on this stuff so many times? Because they told you to for an achievement?
Great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Ay. 437. That would be back here, right? 430, 429, 427. Where the hell? Oh, what did it say? 437, right?
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Oh, for God's sake. This is so dumb. I guess it's kind of funny because you look at the whole point of, especially RPGs, you go through this whole thing of, like, okay, I'm going to go on this fetch quest, and I need you to bring this item to me, but in order for that to happen, you have to go fetch this
back to
item.
door number 437.
So dumb. But, you know, RPGs, all these stupid fetch quests where you are, well, in order to get this item, I have to go...
Well, I don't know. The copy machine.
Okay, copy machine.
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
How long is this going to go? I have not tried this before. See, 417. Well, I'm getting to know the office numbers. This is getting to feel like a real place. I can actually know where people's offices are.
Now go climb on employee 419's desk.
421, 418, 419. Okay, let's,
Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
Oh yeah, but the fetch quest to the dumbest degree, basically.
We've almost got it. Now the copy machine do that one again.
Oh man, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? That's all I gotta ask.
Finish it off, Stanley. 5 clicks on door 430.
430. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, we did it. Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
There we go. Another achievement unlocked. I've gotten through all of the possible endings that I can that I know of from friends and looking things up online, and without going through hours of tedium or other crazy loopholes. This is going to be the last real Stanley Parable video for the Let's Play, unless barring some miraculous crazy miracle that no one else has foreseen, some crazy secret buried under here. But yeah, this really has been the Stanley Parable. I've really enjoyed it. I hope you guys have too. And like I said, if nothing else, like especially just if you liked it and you may think you want to kind of play through it on your own, everything that you have to do in the game visually, if you do have low vision and you could see this video pretty well, you're really going to have no trouble playing this game. I mean, it's just, there's nothing really, especially if you do have to read anything, you know, even for that achievement, all the door numbers, all the desk numbers, everything is really big. So just to support, I really want to see, I've said it before and I'll say it again, I really want to see more non-combat narrative-driven games like Dear Esther, like the Stanley Parable, like Gone Home. This has been a great couple of years, especially this year with Gone Home and the Stanley Parable. Great year, and I love the first-person viewpoint, first-person perspective. So I really like this kind of thing, and I really wanted to continue. So support these guys. And yeah, that'll wrap it up here. Like I said, check back on the channel soon for the Let's Play video for the Stanley Parable demo. But until then, I'm going to wrap it up here and hope you guys enjoyed it. I will talk to you guys again next time. Later.